Another brick fan with a polybag review. This is Tropical Parrot. This is set 30581, was released in January 2022, has 66 pieces, no minifigures, and cost about $5 when it was released. As you can see, this is a 3-in-1 set, so we're going to go ahead and start with the main build, which is the parrot, but you also see that it looks like a fish and a butterfly. So let's go ahead and get the parrot built and take a quick look. Here is the main build of a parrot. It looks very good. I like the coloring that is used here, the light blue, green, and the yellows, along with the red being the dominant color. These big eyes, I think, are appropriate, and the head is on a turntable, so it will move pretty well. The beak there looks pretty good, just using one of these slope pieces. The wings do articulate a little bit. They are on ball joints. And then underneath, he's kind of on this plant-like foliage underneath. So it kind of looks like he might be on a tree branch or something like that. The sloping is done quite well. And then the tail in the back is actually two different pieces on clip joints. So it turned out, once again, pretty nicely with the blue and yellow and green on the red. So they're very consistent in how they do that. They even use some darker red here, as you can see, underneath the wings as well. But you have the ability to make quite a few poses here because of the way that the wings are on that ball joint. Makes them very easy to move around and position. So the parrot looks really good. Let's go ahead and take a look at the alternate builds. Here is the fish, which is the first alternate build for this set, and I think they did a wonderful job on this. Once again, the great big eyes don't seem too out of place. I like how they created the mouth there and this nice slope in the front. You can see they used the beak piece from the other to create kind of that dorsal fin. They have the slopes on the outside to create the fins for either side of the fish. The tail is done pretty cool with these inverted slope pieces and then these other sloped pieces here on the top with a little bit of extra sloping on the very top side. On the back, they actually have some seaweed kind of built up with this darker green and the light green elements that then folds up to give it that look from the side with the foliage in the back of the fish. You can see kind of peeking through just a little bit, making it kind of cool as a little display model. A very solid alternate build, and this really could have even been the main build. It's done very, very nicely. It doesn't use quite as many pieces as the parrot. As for me, it's really a toss-up as to whether the parrot or this fish is actually my favorite of the three builds. Let's go ahead and take a look at the butterfly build next. Here is the butterfly build, and it uses the fewest amount of pieces, but I really like how they put it together. So we've got these eyes down here, and the wings, if you will, are connected via these ball joints, just like they were on the parrot. But they do move around an awful lot, and you can position them to kind of get the effect that you want with this butterfly. So it looks, overall, I think it looks quite nice, at least from this side. From the back, it's just all anti-studs, so it's really designed to be viewed from this one angle. But I think it turned out really well. Once again, it's nicely, very colorful with the blues, red, green, yellows all that same coloring that we saw on the parrot. And I think it really does look pretty cool, the way they put it together with just a very few pieces to get, I think this uses probably half of the pieces that the parrot does, so maybe 30 of the pieces, maybe not even that many, and turned out quite nicely. So let's go back and I'll give you my final thoughts on this little polybag set. Back to the main build here of the parrot. I think this, like I mentioned, all three of these builds look pretty good. They are very brightly colored, and I think they did a very good use of parts to create three separate models, as they generally do with these 3-in-1 sets. So I think this is a very good value. You get, they do a lot with 66 pieces. And it's nice with a 3-in-1 that you can kind of pick your favorite model to have on display or to build. So I hope you've enjoyed my thoughts on this Creator Polybag. I'm going to get started on my next video. And until then, happy building.